115. You can listen to both sides of the story on the Gleaner's website, www.go-jamaica.com, on your mobile phones at tunein.com or nobex.com, or by dialing 832-551-5045 or 213-493-0133 in the USA. If you're in the UK, you can dial 020-3519-0145, and in Germany, 051-180-904044. Our email address is bothsides106 at live.com, and you can join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or link us up on Skype. We look forward to receiving your instant messages on MSN or Yahoo, and your text messages on 365-3346. Remember, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. So stay with us as we listen to both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
Breathes there the man with soul so dead, who never to himself hath said, "This is my own, my native land," whose heart hath ne'er within him burned, as home his footsteps he hath turned, from wandering on a foreign strand? If such there breathe, go, mark him well, for him no minstrel raptures swell. High though his titles, proud his name, boundless his wealth as wish can claim. Despite those titles, power and pelf, the wretch consented all in self. Living shall forfeit fair renown, and doubly dying shall go down to the vile dust from whence he sprung, unwept, unhonored, and unsung. It's the 25th day of the second month of 2021. And 2021 is the International Year of Peace and Trust, the International Year of Creative Economy for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Fruits and Vegetables, the International Year for the Elimination of Child Labor, and the International Year for Health and Care Workers. Reggae Month and Heart Month activities are almost at an end here in Jamaica. February is African American History Month, also known as Black History Month, celebrated not just in the United States, but also in Canada, the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, and elsewhere. It's a national day in Kuwait. Nourriture rituelle des sources tête de l'eau en Haïti. Revolution Day in Suriname, and a special holiday in Choiseul-Province in the Solomon Islands. Hoy es jueves el 25 de febrero 2021 y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado, porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones, y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est jeudi le 25 février 2021 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service pour une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story. Le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi, de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi, sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. All we're saying is it's Thursday, the 25th of February, 2021, and we greet you well wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you would have downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free. Listening is free whenever, wherever. We acknowledge those of you who have dialed a designated number to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States and the United Kingdom. If you're in the United States and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, you can call 631-359-8281. 631-359-8281. And those in the United Kingdom who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 0330-606-0953. 0330-606-0953. Hello, if you're watching us on Facebook Live on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page and affiliated pages. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook and the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you'll be able to not only hear, but see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. Good afternoon as well to those who are watching us on YouTube via the Dervan Malcolm YouTube channel. If you have internet service and you also have a device which allows you to browse in the browser, type YouTube. The YouTube website will come up. You should see this video trending now. If you don't see it, then we invite you to use the YouTube search box and type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you'll be able to see and hear what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. What's on your mind this afternoon? Feel free to call us. The numbers are 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, but also your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes. You can call us directly via WhatsApp, or you can do like Rascarver and Miss Olive in Portmore and others who call us directly on the 876-365-3346 number, which is the cell phone assigned to us by the management here at Power 106 FM, 876-365-3346. There's more after the break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:15.
Hey, you see these days, it's good to get straight to the point. Quick and easy. That's why Western Union gives you another way to receive money straight to your bank account with Western Union's direct-to-bank money transfer. Visit a Western Union agent location and sign up now and tell your family and friends to send your next Western Union money transfer directly to your bank account in Jamaica. It's easy. Visit a Western Union location or call our call center at 876-926-2454. Sign up today to receive a money transfer directly to your bank account with ease with Western Union. Moving money for better.
Both sides of the story.
Tune in this and every Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. for Kids Connect during Both Sides of the Story with host Dervan Malcolm to join in a series of discussions on building a strong relationship with your child. We invite children to call in and voice their concerns. This broadcast is brought to you by the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA. Every child deserves protection. Biomed Pharmacy, Margins Pharmacy, Cumberland Medical, and Lock Safe and Vault. That's a live broadcast of Kids Connect during Both Sides of the Story with host Dervan Malcolm at 3:30 p.m. this and every Tuesday, right here on Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. And taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. Let's say hi to some key members of our listenership. Well, let's just say hi to everybody. People are popping up online like Jennifer from Q Road in Kencott. She's on board as usual on our YouTube channel. She is in the chat box. She says, "Good afternoon, everyone," and to you, Sir Dervan. Thank you very much, Jennifer Stewart. Kelvin Lee, otherwise known as Vision. Good afternoon to you, and thank you for the warm welcome. Welcome to you too. Happy to be in class and ready to learn, says Kelvin Lee. Welcome, Kelvin Lee. Good to have you on board. Ras Ayuda says, give thanks. He's in London. Welcome, Ras Ayuda. Sanjay Sinanan, good afternoon to you too. Thank you very much for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. So that's YouTube. Let's hop across to Facebook Live and see who is hitting us up on Facebook Live. Seeing messages going up the screen. Let's see who is there. Bo Odizzle says, hello from, this looks like the UK. That's the UK flag, all right. Where vaccination is going well, almost 20 million. So almost 20 million vaccinations really in the UK. The UK population, last time I checked, was about 65 million or so. 60, so 20, that's not bad. 20 million vaccinations. That's not bad at all. That's not bad going in the UK at all. Not bad going in the UK at all. Yeah, that's I think that works out to about, is it 30% or so? That's significant. Right, good going, Bo Odizzle. Thank you very much for that vaccination update out of the United Kingdom. 20 million vaccinated and counting. Well, so it is. Thank you very much for sharing. Let's look at some of the other messages that are going up the screen. Hold on, let's make sure. Where are we? Yeah, we're seeing them. We're trying to access them on the other device here. All right, let's bring this up. Here we go. Hello to Kareen Evans, Errol in New Jersey. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching and listening. Bo Odizzle, thank you for the information. Inez Campbell-Brown in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Audrey Smith in Southampton in the UK. Caroline Stanley, welcome. Dr. Asha Mwendo is also on board. And Bo Odizzle confirms that the UK's population is 66 million. Thank you very much for the confirmation. Bo Odizzle in the UK. How's it with you, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now? What's happening? How are things in your area? Not least of all right here in Jamaica. Hello, Karen Morgan Muir. We see you popping up online. Good afternoon to Randall Smalling. Thank you very much for tuning in, Randall Smalling. Good to have you on board. Anxious to hear from our faithful listeners at home and abroad. By all means, share with us how things are going. Good afternoon to Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine. Always tuned in, listening, and watching. Thank you very much for joining us. Oops, looks like we have some messages from yesterday. I'm sure we cleared yesterday's messages. Devon Burnett says, hello, Mr. Malcolm from cool St. Peter's in the hills of St. Andrew. Welcome to you, Devon Burnett from St. Peter's in the cool St. Peter's in the hills of St. Andrew. That sounds like, that's East Rural? I believe that's East Rural St. Andrew. Do they have a place there as well called Peter's Rock, or is that somewhere else? That one just came to mind. But hello to you, Devon Burnett, and all the others in cool St. Peter's in the hills of St. Andrew. I believe East Rural St. Andrew. Randall Smalling says it's about to rain in Goshen, St. Elizabeth. Well, stay dry in Goshen, St. Elizabeth, in the event that the rain materializes, which means you would have what you have right now would be nimbus stratus clouds in your area. Nimbus stratus clouds. Those are the low-hanging rain clouds. Nimbus is the Latin for rain, and stratus refers to the level at which the clouds are hanging in the stratosphere. Speaking of rain, someone here with a display pic of the rainbow is calling us on the WhatsApp line, which doubles as our text line. So let's go straight somewhere over the rainbow. This call is coming through. Somewhere over the rainbow. Let's bring this caller online if the device will allow us. This device seems to have a mind of its own. Waiting. There we go. Can you behave yourself, please, so that we can bring up the call? I'm talking to the phone now, so you can tell my state of mind, right? Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hey, Mr. Dervan.
Good afternoon.
Yes, how are you? Even though I'm not really quite over the rainbow.
Yes, indeed. I'm giving thanks for life. And you?
Yeah, man, we're doing great here, man. Having some nice day. We've been melting down. The ice is melting since yesterday.
I'm sorry, where are you? New York?
Yeah, man, we're in New York, yes, yeah.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, so since yesterday we had some warm days. Today was a little warm, but not like yesterday.
All right. Well, so it's better. The weather, essentially, you're saying the weather is better today?
Yeah, right now we can see the ground again because, it was covered with it, that turned to ice, but now, it's melting away. So, yeah.
So how are things with you and your family?
Yeah, man, we're doing great,
Good. That's good to know.
And all those around that I know so far doing fine. I guess everybody on my side try to keep ourselves, protected from the virus.
How is it in your community, though, as far as the virus is concerned? What's the information you have about your community and those therein?
Well, there was once upon a time when it was like really was bad because I live in Yonkers.
I love Yonkers. I love Yonkers. There's something about Yonkers. It's really nice and quiet. At least when I stayed there. Yes.
Yes, yeah. Well, I'm not everywhere still, but yeah, you have the nice, beautiful part.
Well, I would like to think I was in the beautiful part because it was so clean and quiet and peaceful.
Yeah, well, they said it's one of the richest part around here, and everybody lives there. They always say they have money, but I'm not putting myself in that bracket.
Yeah, well, I didn't know all of that, but it's good to know that we know some rich people.
Around here you find a lot of rich people really in Westchester and whole. a lot of rich folks.
I see.
Yes. But yeah, so far the schools been opening up partially. They're not opening up fully. They're doing shifts. So I think it's coming around.
What about the vaccine? Any sign of the vaccine where you are in Yonkers?
Yes, there are places where you can go and do the vaccine. You can, but I'm not there yet either.
Oh, you're not ready to take the vaccine yet?
No, I'm not ready yet. No.
What will cause you to be ready?
Right now, I can't say really what's coming already unless really things is really getting out of hand, and I really have to. But as far as what I see right now, I don't really see myself really having a need for it right now. I'm not telling anybody not to go and take it, but as for me, really, I'm not ready for it right now.
So how are your movements? Is it that you've confined yourself to home?
No, man. Actually, I'm working right now. I'm working, listening to you. I listen to your program every day.
Yes.
And I'm one of those people who have those numbers you're calling.
Oh.
I can listen to you on the phone. So I have I'm not confined to a radio or anything. So I can listen to you all day. I can listen to this radio station from morning till night.
We're happy to hear that. How are things at work? How has it affected your work or your workplace generally? COVID-19.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm not being affected really. When it started in March, then with the school system, so the school we've been closed for like 6 months, and I came back since September 9th, and I'm back till the time. So,
I'm understanding now.
Yeah, so that's pretty much and I work for the school in the Upper Westchester.
Right.
And beside a lot of the schools are open. It's more busy more than even down where I'm living.
Got you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So you're just calling to give us a shout out this afternoon, or you had something else you wanted to say?
No, I have other things I want to say. So
sure, go ahead.
Before I do that,
Oh, hold on, please. We need to take a break first. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30.
How can you make your business thrive in the new normal? By using the most powerful IT solutions from Digicel Business Hub to optimize your business operations. High-speed Wi-Fi, mobile and office phones, IT security, Microsoft Office with Teams, and much more. Get Digicel Business Hub, world-class IT from just $399 USD a month for 5 users. Visit us today on www.digicelbusiness.com.
Both sides of the story.
Tune in this and every Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. for Kids Connect during Both Sides of the Story with host Dervan Malcolm to join in a series of discussions on building a strong relationship with your child. We invite children to call in and voice their concerns. This broadcast is brought to you by the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA. Every child deserves protection. Biomed Pharmacy, Margins Pharmacy, Cumberland Medical, and Lock Safe and Vault. That's a live broadcast of Kids Connect during Both Sides of the Story with host Dervan Malcolm at 3:30 p.m. this and every Tuesday, right here on Power 106 FM.
Forgive our manners. We didn't tell you at the outset that you would have heard the poem by Sir Walter Scott, The Lay of the Last Minstrel. That's how we started this afternoon. Canto 6th of The Lay of the Last Minstrel, followed by Liquidator by Harry J. All Stars. That's the music you've been listening to. Liquidator by Harry J. All Stars. Let's continue our conversation with our caller in New York. Please go ahead now. You wanted to say?
Yes, Mr. Dervan. Yeah, before I say, I want to give a shout out to one of the people's servants in the person of the finance minister. You know, I heard a lady called in Miss Kitty last, I think it was Thursday, complaining about some road. And he called back the program, and he was asking to fast 3 months. And in like 3 days, he gave them carpet road. So, just want to shout him out for that, big him up, for those quick responses. Knowing that, you're there for the people, to serve the people. And, it was not one of them who would look in a meeting, and they would try to call from whenever, and cannot get any answer or any kind of action from those ministers. So, just want to big him up for those quick response. And I hope also Mr. Green would hear, because he would be the man who in charge of my constituent down there in St. Elizabeth, in a little district they call Forest Mountain. There's no road in those districts, in those areas, Mr. Dervan. Those places are like, really like some, place that is off the map. And, I called one time to the man in agenda, and he responded by calling back the radio, and I talked with him too. And he said, he would try to do something that was like a year ago. And, everything still remain the same way. Those places are very bad. Not even animals will not put a donkey on those roads, because, they would make their legs. So I just want to ask him that he would do something about those roads up there. And one of the things that as the lady was saying that she don't use that road too often, but she has to use it ever so often. And the people that really use the road, they would sit there and see the condition of the road, and nobody would try to do anything like reach out to the MP. I'm not living in those districts. I left there over 30 years ago. But whenever I happen to go back there, I'm telling him, man, if you don't have like a high-rise vehicle, like some SUV, you just cannot go into those places. So, I hope that he will, do something about it. Like Mr. Clark here, and he jumped up and he did something in 3 days out of that road. I forgot the name of the place, but it was completely fixed. And another thing I want to say, Mr. Dervan, is that, I always hear you say that even the man with the smoking gun in his hand deserves his time in the court. Yes, and I agree with that. My question, after he gets his time in the court and being found guilty and being sent off to prison, and they say that hard labor. What I want to ask you, if you know what the hard labor is, what they do in the prison, like, before you answer, like first time I used to hear that, men would go to jail and they would use them to break stone, and drill rocks and all those stuff, some farm discipline, and as far as what I see right now, it's like people in jail now having stacks of cash, drinking Hennessy, and the big question mark around that is how those things get in there, and wearing big sneakers and big jeans. So right away, it's like, that man's mind is that condition that he is in a place of discipline. So if that man happened to break out of that jail and his feet hit the road, right away he blend in with society. Because they don't even put him in a jumpsuit, in an orange suit, that if, let people get away, they can be caught easily. But those people in the jail living like they out on the road having at some parties or those kind of things, and even putting other people's life in danger.
Don't know about punishment, but there's some amount of rehabilitation that still takes place. There are those who work on the farm. They do have a company within the correctional services called, I think it's called COSPROD for short, Correctional Services Production or something to that effect, COSPROD. So they do agriculture, they do baking, they do tailoring. In fact, when I entered throughout the years, I entered the JCDC's Festival of the Performing Arts. They participated in the arts as well, in speech, drama, etc. So there are, I'm not sure what the extent of the activities now, but for the most part, as I understand it, they're still making things and planting in some instances and learning certain skills. And there are those who would have depending on where they are in the system, would have been allowed to sit some subjects as well.
Okay, but like for instance, what I'm thinking of the hard labor, because the reason why I'm thinking of hard labor, if a man gone to jail to spend like 10 years and come back from jail and go back to his community, and you see these young guys with guns, playing around with guns and want to go and hurt people. And if that jail should not be a place of play, a place where people go out drinking NSC and having stacks of cash and all of those stuff. So it's like, right away you don't have that mindset that you're in.
Well, what it means, if that happens, I wouldn't even blame the prisoners. I wouldn't blame the prisoners. Clearly, others within the system are complicit. There are others in the system who would have to be complicit for that kind of slackness to be taking place.
So there's a lot of slackness around, because it is happening. I saw the major news. I just always have to check the major news. The major news carrying those stories. So we can have a system like that, Mr. Dervan. How we gonna have how we gonna have any policy changes and young men they're wasting their lives. The first thing everybody wants is a gun. People must realize that gun is not something to play with. Gun is not toys. I would not buy my kid a toy gun to play with.
Yeah, well, I hope we have stopped doing that now. Hope we have stopped buying toy guns for our children. I really hope so.
But people should realize that gun is something that's very dangerous. So if these young men that out here now, 18-year-old, I saw in the news the other day, we have 16-year-old is the leader of a gang, 16 years of age. How are we going to go for a society like that?
Well, what do we expect when in a lot of our communities, the murals on the walls are not of people, not the heights of great men, not the images of those who we would regard, who would have recited the heights of great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upwards through the night. They're not putting great people who have emerged from their communities. For example, if I were the people in where's that now? Those in Jerusalem and Waterhouse. If I were a member of that community, I would ensure that there is a mural of a great Jamaican by the name of Stacey M. Clark. She is Toronto's first Black woman superintendent of police. The first Black woman superintendent of police. She is her mother. She is from Headley Avenue in Jerusalem. That's where her mother is from. Her mother is from Jerusalem, and her father is from the neighboring Waterhouse community. Both communities should have a mural of woman superintendent Stacey M. Clark in their community. These are the people, the youngsters growing up. These are the images they need to see. But if all they can see painted on as murals on the walls are known gangsters who would have fallen in practicing gangsterism and criminality. These are the images that are painted on the walls in a number of our communities. So what do we expect? In addition to that, the behavior that they are exuding is the kind of behavior that is celebrated in so-called popular culture in this country. So as Peter Tosh says, you can't blame the youths. It really isn't their fault. It's those of us who have created the environment that nurtures that kind of antisocial behavior.
Mr. Dervan, I heard Zimbabwe said something to you one day, and it might sound stupid away to maybe a lot of people, but believe me, I agree with what he was saying. Because the reason why I agree with him is that I've been in Jamaica and I talk to a lot of young people, and I would ask them about certain things that is happening in the country, and nobody knows anything. Because I ask them what you do, you don't listen to news. They said no, but you listen to music, I watch movies. And what he was saying to you that they should get some loudspeaker and drive around in the community and make some announcement that these people can hear. If you get caught up in certain behavior, then these things carry stiff penalties. There have to be some stiff penalties. People. You have to be a message sent. That people, if you get up this morning, now you're waiting until tonight to go and do somebody some wrong. You must stop and think, what if I've been caught? It just can't be like a free-for-all thing, man. You have to be some, even though, to me, it's like they're treating the criminals now like there are some people have dignity, they have some dignified persons. And what about those people who have been suffering? No, criminal must realize that you're a criminal. And I understand that you want to
let's be careful though that we don't become criminals by treating people as criminals.
But I understand what you're saying, but the only thing is how does that person that is mindset gonna change?
No, we lawfully how we do it is that we lawfully administer the penalties on the books. We lawfully do it, not unlawfully.
You got to go to your commercial break.
Yes, indeed. One moment, please.
Okay.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45.
Healthcare workers are working very hard to ensure lives are saved and people recover quickly from COVID-19. But their work is becoming harder because you're not wearing your mask, washing your hands with soap and water, or using hand sanitizer, and you are not maintaining physical distance. Let's limit the need for hospital beds and ventilators. Do the right thing. Cover your nose and mouth with a mask. Practice good hand hygiene and maintain a physical distance of 6 feet between you and others. COVID-19 is not over. Protect yourself while protecting others. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
The Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce presents MIIC Live on both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm every first and third Thursday at 3:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. Learn more about the manufacturing strategy, modernization in trading, foreign direct investments, and much more, right here on Power 106 FM. This broadcast of MIIC Live is brought to you by the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce.
Start the year off right. Earn your associate and bachelor's degree at Brownstown Community College in St. Anne. Now accepting applications for part-time studies in the Associate and Bachelor's in Business Administration and the Bachelor's in Hospitality and Tourism Management starting February 2021. Apply now and take advantage of our flexible payment plans and affordable tuition rates. Apply online at btcc.edu.jm.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Dervan, I want to say one more thing to you, and I'm going to get out before. You know, Judge Sykes, you know,
The Chief Justice.
The Chief Justice, he been releasing some guys and letting off some guys. But my thing to
letting off some guys, that's not how it works.
Yes.
What he has been doing is administering the law. It's what the law. It's all being done within the rubric of the law. It's all in keeping with the law.
I just said in my term, Mr. Dervan. What I'm saying here, understand? You are the teacher. You're fixing it. What I'm saying here, those guys that been let up according to the law, so you say within the context of the law. I just hope, I'm gonna tell that in Bible story, and I'm gonna say what I need to say about it. There was a woman that was brought to Jesus. That she was taken in the act of adultery. But Jesus saw the hypocrisy of those people that brought the woman, because the woman had also committed adultery. So, whatever he did, and they got walked away, jumping their stone. But then, at the end, he warned that lady and said, go and sin no more. My thing is, I'm wondering if that judge is warning those guys by telling them, try don't come back to this courtroom here again under those circumstances that you were here. Even though you've been let off, it doesn't mean that you're not guilty or you were not involved in certain criminalities. So make sure, even though we don't have all the evidence against you, but I don't want to see your face back in this place. Go and find something positive to do with your life. Put away the guns, put away those evil, those manners of evil and whatever you have been doing. My thing, I'm just hoping that in just that sending them back, they just walk and they think, that, yes, we just walk away like that, so freely, So I just hope that they receive some stern warning before he give them that freedom, because it doesn't mean that they are innocent. It's just because the police they maybe not be doing their work and that sloppiness. They don't go out and investigate. You can't call somebody in and ask them 100 questions and expect they're gonna say yes, we do all of those stuff that that we were not supposed to do. No, you got to go out and investigate and do the groundwork. I'm talking about the police. Because that's foolishness. You're just calling somebody to ask them questions.
Let's not discount the value of asking people questions. You learn a lot by virtue of people, depending on your training. You can learn a lot from body language. You can learn a lot. You can learn a lot about by virtue of what they don't say as opposed to what they actually say. So don't discount that question, that interrogation session. Yes.
I'm not discrediting Mr. Dervan, but I'm saying that they should go out to do their investigation also.
Oh, without a doubt. We have a fundamental problem with just picking up people and then you hold them and you have nothing. You're not able to charge them until the lawyer has to step in and say, either you're going to charge my client or you're going to let him go or let her go. We have a fundamental problem with that. We believe that you do your homework, you do your surveillance, you gather your evidence, and you take it from there. But to take the person into custody, holding the person in custody indefinitely while you do your investigation is certainly not ideal.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, Mr. Dervan, I don't want to take up much of your time, and it was, thank you for hearing me.
Thank you.
I'm enjoying the program, man.
Thank you very much for the call.
A shout out to Jamaica land with love, man. Just want to say to the guys, you have your whole life ahead of you. You have to put away the guns and, try to find something positive to do with your life. And to balance, why balance find the Bible confusing is because, the Bible is a spiritual book. And he tried to mix up, law and grace together, which does not work together. They are separated apart. So, for you to understand the Bible, you have to become a spiritual man. And then you will have a clearer insight because the Spirit will open your eyes. John 2, 1 John 2:27 said this. The anointing that you have, it will teach you, so this will help you to understand and give you clear guidance of the word. So that's why you find it confusing, but the Bible is not confusing. The Bible is clear cut. Mr. Dervan.
Thank you for the call. All the best. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. The other messages that have been coming in, there are some from yesterday that are either no longer relevant or unrelated to the program itself. Just people taking advantage of being on the same WhatsApp. Let's see. Let's go to this one. Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. In Golden Grove and Claremont, St. Anne, the station has been chopping in and out from Tuesday. This morning, nothing at all. That's a broadcast issue. Let's forward this email right away. This WhatsApp message right away to the transmission group so that the matter can be addressed. So this has to do with the transmission from Power 106 FM. Let's make sure we get a number for the person who sent us the message. Trying to copy the number. We're doing that now. Number copied. And we're pasting it in the transmission WhatsApp group. And making sure that the distinction is made between Power 106 and the other stations, radio stations in the group. So there you go. We'll check back for a response from those in the WhatsApp transmission group. What is this now from Reverend Dr. Frank Lawrence? I'm sure this one is meant for Althea Mackenzie because it says, to Miss Althea Mackenzie, Farm Talk. So we're going to forward Reverend Dr. Lawrence's message to Althea Mackenzie, who I'm sure is somewhere on the farm right now, growing what she eats and eating what she grows. So over to Althea Mackenzie, that message from that WhatsApp message with a letter from Reverend Dr. Frank Lawrence. Curtis says, good evening. Good afternoon, Curtis. Still afternoon here in Jamaica. And everyone everywhere. Sir Malcolm, from morning we over here in Claremont, St. Anne, not getting anything from Power 106. Oh dear, this is serious now. Well, let's add your message to the transmission group. And where's the other bit of the message here? Let's go there. We haven't seen any responses from the transmission group just yet. We would be encouraged by a response from them sooner rather than later. And H. Morgan in Birmingham says, Sir Malcolm, good day. I saw where the Ministry of Education has suspended face-to-face class amidst the rise in the COVID-19 pandemic. Education is vital and children need to be educated, but I think that's the best move ever taken. Without life, you can't be educated. Here in the UK, we send home sometimes 300, 200 students in a week, yet schools are still open. Although children do not normally get sick to a high degree, they still transfer the disease. I think you mean transmit the disease to the teacher and to their families. So the Jamaican government is doing the right thing. We need to save lives, then we can educate. That is debatable. That is debatable because if we don't help to develop the minds of our children, then they would lack the capacity to achieve the kind of intellectual rigor and thought process that would allow them, would enable them, would empower them to be able to help us solve the problems which will emerge, because we will always have problems. But if we have a situation where not enough of our people, like we hear in Jamaica all the time, only about, where are we? Maybe about 20% of our workforce, which is about 1.2 plus million people, only about 20% has any kind of tertiary level education. And then only about more than 70% or about 70% have never been trained, have no formal training or certification or something to that effect. I'm trying to remember all the stats, but yeah, so we need to be mindful of that. In other words, what we're saying is, as a country, educationally speaking, we are already behind. Some people would go a step further and say far behind. We're already behind in more ways than one. And what you're asking us to do now is to put on pause. Education, there is no pause when it comes to education. And we're not saying send out all the... No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying let's be smart about it. Let's be smart about it. There are institutions I'm familiar with that go on day in, day out right now with the children and knocking on wood and all everything crossed. They've been managing. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3 o'clock.
Listen to the story of the Jamaican diaspora on Diaspora Check-In every Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. during Both Sides of the Story with host Dervan Malcolm, the story of Jamaicans at home and abroad. That's Diaspora Check-In every Wednesday during Both Sides of the Story, brought to you by GK Western Union. Receive money directly into your bank account today. The following is a program advisory from Power 106 FM. Please be advised that the program Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas has been reduced to 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday, starting Monday, November 2. That is Dear Pastor, now 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Power 106 FM apologizes for any inconvenience this program change may cause. The proceeding was a program advisory from Power 106 FM.
Farmers, come for a candid conversation with the Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Floyd Green. Learn more about the agricultural sector and the role we all play in its development. That's a Morning with the Minister, every second and fourth Friday of every month during Farm Talk with Alfie McKenzie, right here on Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Let's let's finish reading H. Morgan's message. We can't educate dead or sick people. Yeah, but we can. The more we educate our people, chances are the less dead and sick people we will have. The message goes on. This is why the UK are in the position they're in now, despite the rate of inflation. I'm sure you mean infection is coming down. It's far too high, thanks to the transmission of school children. So clouds to the Jamaican government. I'm sure you mean kudos to the Jamaican government. Well, there is no indication that there is any mass transmission. I know you're referring to England there, but there is no indication of any mass transmission again amidst the school age population. We have up to this point no evidence of that. There was a cluster at of about 20, I believe, at one of our boarding schools. That is the most we have heard of. And yes, we know there also to be considered would be the likelihood of some of those within that cluster, for example, spreading the virus outside of the cluster, whether going home. Although if it's a boarding facility, there would be no need to go home, except that, yes, we know there are commuting students as well. In other words, what we're saying, let's try not to exhibit or exude a sense of panic. Let's try not to teach our children to panic. We don't want panic and worry have never solved any problems in this world. Panicking and worrying, what we have to try to engender is a culture, a thinking culture, a culture that a thinking culture, a reading culture, a learning culture, a culture that encourages us to be as scientific and meticulous and design oriented as possible in our approach. So if we find that one person is ill, instead of kicking over everything and running around like headless chickens and panicking, we would first of all just try to assist the individual, and then with a level of tact and appropriateness, get information from the individual. That's where the contact tracing comes in, and we try to manage the situation. It could very well be that that individual would have had no reason to be on the grade 1 block, because the grade 6 block is far away from the grade 1 block, and at no point, based on how the institution is being managed, would you have the grade 6 students mixing with the grade 1 students. So it means while you maybe would have to possibly take some kind of action for the grade 6 class, that student who tested positive, that grade 6 class would have to be, certain steps would have to be taken there, and possibly, depending on the structure of the grade 6 block, the entire block, but not the entire school. In other words, we must try to practice management as best as possible. Management. The great management guru, Peter Drucker, says, those who seek to lead but fail to manage will become either irrelevant or dangerous, not just to their organization, but to society. In fact, I'd go a step further and say, not just to themselves, but to their organization and the society. I would add that to it. So it's learning to manage. when a child is having a difficulty working out, solving a math problem, don't join the child in panicking and then saying, that's what I don't know, what am I teach them these days? Because, them expect the picnic them for know that. No, that's not the approach. The approach must be to encourage the child to find a solution. And if you can help the child to find a solution, more power to you. Our problem-solving skills in this country are very weak. Our problem-solving skills are weak, and that's why we don't do too well at mathematics and the sciences, etc. Our problem solve. The more mathematics we do, the more of the sciences we do and related technical areas, the more problem-solving oriented we become. So we need to develop a greater sense of problem-solving. Don't panic. Don't panic. Try and figure it out. Yes, if there is an emergency, act, but you're not going to panic in the emergency either. You are going to take the best steps possible to minimize the fallout from that emergency in that time and space. And then when the problem, when the person would have recovered or whatever the situation is, the solution cannot, it shouldn't be that we leave it there. We must now revisit the situation. What happened? What really happened? How did it start? Where did it start? Who was involved? What made the difference in this? Try and figure it out. So the next time, if there is a next time, when this thing would have happened, we're in a better position to respond to it, or we would be able to put in place certain checks and balances and precautions. That's the kind of thinking that we need to engender and encourage and nurture and promote and celebrate. Because a lot of the acting out that we see in our society of a violent nature, it's a lack of problem-solving skills. It's only one way to deal with this. They have too many of our people have no time to think it through, to talk it through, to work it through. We just know, so we're gonna just do the boy there's something. And I just saw. No. We should be able to do better than that. Because when we get it right as Jamaicans, nobody in the world can stop us. When we get it right, nobody can stop us. And that's what we're saying. Let us search ourselves and find the essence of what it means to be a Jamaican. How many times must we repeat? Jamaican. I can. That should be the thinking. That is what it means to be Jamaican. A Jamaican can. A Jamaican can. As Jamaicans, we tell ourselves we can do it. We can make a difference. We can find a solution. We can solve this problem. We can. I can. We can. We are Jamaicans. Got it? Let's take a breather and go to more of your messages and your calls. Orel Johnson is hailing from Hartford, Connecticut. Thank you, Orel. Welcome. Devon Burnett, who is in cool St. Peter's in the hills of St. Andrew, says, no, Mr. Malcolm, you don't find Peter's Rock this side of St. Andrew. St. Peter's is near to Mavis Bank. Thank you very much, Devon Burnett, for correcting the geography. Maureen Evans of Evans Design says, bless up, Mr. Malcolm, to you and your family. Also, my son, Marvin Primetime in Trelawney. Marvin Primetime. All right. Marvin Primetime in Trelawney. Raymond says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and all. Good afternoon to you too, Raymond. Thank you very much for tuning in. I believe we're going to try and take a call now from our WhatsApp line. Let's go to the WhatsApp line. It's taking, what's happening here? Okay, here we go. Cuban in Georgia has been holding for 17 minutes and 57 seconds. And so we're going to take that call now, as soon as this device allows us to access the call again. Here we go. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Sir Malcolm.
Good afternoon.
I want to add a little bit to what you was just saying. That if you don't lead by example as a leader, you're going to end up in the rubbish heap of history.
Well, there's only one way to lead, and that is by example. One way to lead, by example.
So if they don't lead by example, they're going to find themselves in the rubbish heap of history, sir.
Yes.
What I want to ask you about is the Emancipation Proclamation, which was signed by the founding fathers.
Of which country?
Of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to look it up, look on it, and next time we're going to have a discussion about it, sir. But what I really call about is what is happening with the vaccine and the failure of the COVAX distribution of vaccine to the Central American countries. And all the big countries are gobbling up all of this vaccine.
Well, they will tell you that just yesterday they dispatched the first shipment of COVAX vaccines to Ghana, to Accra, in Ghana.
Africa.
Yes. No, I know. What I'm saying is that was the first. In other words, let's see who is next or which region is next. But that was the first shipment under the COVAX arrangement, the first shipment of vaccines under the COVAX arrangement.
But we are here nearer to America. Why we couldn't get something more? And we do the most work as we are the engine of this global system. Some people don't recognize us. They claim we are not even recognizing this pandemic.
Well, this is the very reason why COVAX was created, so we wouldn't have the situation that we have now. But it seems to be happening anyway. One moment, please.
Coast to Coast Concrete, the high quality concrete for fencing, roofing, foundation, and road surfacing. Call 876-754-7472. The time by Coast to Coast Concrete is
3:15.
Your taxes.
Experience the convenience of this tax season. File and pay your final income tax return for 2020 and estimated return for 2021 due on March 15 with tax support in so many ways using our web services, Customer Service Center 888 Tax Help, or Special Taxpayer Assistance Program. Tutorials available online at jamaicatax.gov.jm. All income tax returns, including individual, must be filed online with more options to pay. Tax Administration Jamaica, changing the way we do business.
Bashko time. All the things that you need. Bashko. Prices so low you will never need alone at Bashko. Tell it. At Bashko. Where you shopping? Appliances, household furniture and rugs, gifts and linens and glass and mugs at Bashko. Where you shopping? At Bashko. Tell them. Where the north or south, the east and the west. Put them all over, they must be the best at Bashko. Where you shopping? At Bashko. At Bashko. At Bashko.
gives you more. Technology Plus Company Limited offers a wide range of residential and commercial gate openers with battery backup. Call Technology Plus Company Limited 876-926-6997 and reduce the security risk and exposure at your gate. Having problems with your existing gate opener? They will repair any brand. Call Technology Plus, Jamaica's gate opener specialist, at 876-926-6997 for free estimates island-wide. Email techplus@cwjamaica.com. Tune in to Farm Talk, 6:18 to 6:35 a.m. the first Tuesday of every month, and 6:18 to 6:45 p.m. the last Tuesday of every month for First and in the Field. Real issues, real solutions. Join the Newport First and team in the field as they identify problems and tell you how to address them. First and in the Field, Real Issues, Real Solutions is brought to you by Newport First and Jamaica Limited, the first on the land.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Thanks for holding. Please continue.
Yes, sir, Malcolm. The COVAX agreement, when it just rolled out, in which way they were talking, as Jamaica was certain to get their vaccine by the middle of February.
That wasn't the first announcement. The first announcement was April, and then we had heard maybe about March, and then the most recent announcement said before the end of February. Well, February, there are 3 more days to go in February. Let's see.
Well, Sir Malcolm, I have to contest, that the capitalist system has failed us miserably. You understand me? And we need these global people to come and address and bring someone to the table where we can iron out these problems, because there's a lot of problems caused by this capitalist system. You understand? It's the only system we have, and we have to work and fix it. But we cannot talk to people behind closed doors. We want to see them and make sure so them hear our grows up about the situation and the condition in the world. Because if they're going to treat the less fortunate like this, we as Jamaican, they're treating us like this. And this has been going on for years. From the North America Free Trade Agreement, they tricked us in buying into this capitalism business. And now we don't even have a shoes for our foot, Sir Malcolm. We need to get these people attention, because this thing cannot work like business as usual. They want everything to continue as business as usual. And the system has failed.
Well,
but that's all I have to say.
It wouldn't suit them to be insular in their behavior, because who said it? Somebody said, it might have been Martin Luther King Jr., injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And we could talk about, we could put the vaccine in that light, that COVID-19 anywhere is a threat to health everywhere, and therefore
everywhere. And these people are not looking at it because of their skin color, Sir Malcolm.
Well, I don't know about that. We have a lot of black people in high places as well.
Well, they don't have no talk. They're not the drivers of the system.
Well, don't blame
to carry out the decision that was handed down to them by the upper echelons.
Don't blame the system then. Blame them for not asserting themselves or going public and letting the world know if it is a case of the developing countries being deliberately shafted or otherwise. One would expect that if we are at the table and not on the menu, then surely there are actions that we can take. But if we are at the table but on the menu, then dog nam we supper, one way or another.
Well, that's a dramatic way to look at it, sir.
Yeah. So it is. But your point is well made, and we hope that somebody who needs to hear is actually hearing this.
We need to, because nobody's talking about the failure of the capitalism in Sir Malcolm. Not one of them are here come out on radio or television and talk about the failure and the glitches of the capitalist system.
Not sure about failure. We can talk about the flaws, but we hear you.
Yes. All right, sir. Have a good day.
You too. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. To the phone lines, 876-922-4112-5. Just before we go to the phones, Herman Hyatt says, hi, Mr. Malcolm. Good afternoon. Watching your program from New Jersey. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Herman Hyatt in New Jersey. Raquel Ellis says, totally agree, Mr. Malcolm. Once we get it right as Jamaicans, we are unstoppable. She goes on to say, the onus is on the people to follow the safety protocols. We can't place all the blame on the Prime Minister. Take some responsibility for your own actions. And Cherry Henry says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. To you too. The phone lines once again, 876-922-4112-5. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, my lord, honorable.
Good afternoon.
Two things I want to talk about today.
Hope you have enough time because we have a scheduled interview coming up at 3:30.
Let me make it brief. We as black people here in Jamaica and the world, who is the father of mankind, the first humanity, up on earth, we'd love to find out how we don't have a vaccine where we are sending America, England to go vaccinate white people. Why we don't have a vaccine as a nation of people, African nation, to send America go vaccine white people? We sit down in the world, all these nations who shackle we, burn we, beat we, and lynch we, use gunpowder and blow off all the body parts, all manner of evil, then done unto us. And today in the world, we are crying about racism. Why we sit down? I depend on these nations who no mean us no good to give a vaccine like we are guinea pig, or we get a lick in our judgment head where we can't see ourselves. Yeah? Or we not send none go vaccinate for them white people in their country. Why?
Everybody is getting vaccinated in every country. Different people, different groups of people. Not everybody, but different. Black, white, pink, purple, Indian, whatever. Everybody.
So you have vaccine for India. You have vaccine for America and United States, where they are shipped to I country with African population. What for a vaccine or we are sending to them white people there? And that not talk about.
No, but that's an appropriate question because it again goes to the point where we're talking about education earlier on. If we develop our people, our human resources, then surely we should be able to create our own vaccine here in this country. What is to stop us from creating our own vaccine in this country?
About us as an African nation, not just in Jamaica. Yeah. Why we don't have a vaccine to vaccinate white people? Like how them have chip vaccine.
There is in fact a group, let me try and remember this. There is a group on the continent of Africa involved. I'm not sure if let me not say too much, but I've heard of a group of scientists in Africa. Either they are still in the lab working, or they have come up with something which needs World Health Organization approval or something. There is something there. I need to double check that.
You come forward to the point. Pan American Health Organization and World Health Organization controlled by all the big players, America, England, China, and all of them.
Yeah, well, don't look at it that way. Look at it as an organization that is multicultural, that will check your work. In other words, instead of you checking your own work and giving yourself sticky, as we say in Jamaica, instead of you checking your work and give yourself sticky, and who wouldn't want to give themselves sticky? It would help to further validate and elevate your work if people from other cultures, from other countries, are able to look at your work and say, yes, man, it's true. This thing deserves sticky. Let's give it more sticky. Are you getting the point?
This vaccine, where Jamaica government and in colleagues that talk about, you can't give no sticky, can't make it. America make it in England.
No, man, no. Your reasoning just went off track. We were speaking. We were not speaking. We were speaking hypothetically.
Yeah.
Yes, we were just we were just creating a scenario. We were making that up.
All right. You hear me I say, I know?
Yes.
We black people, Marcus Garvey, so now I found a brain in this judgment, and it is really true. You know?
And that excludes you? You're not walking on your brain?
No.
Oh, you're sure about, you see what I mean? You are marking your own work. You are giving yourself sticky, right? So how do we know? I mean, you'd have to allow us to examine your thoughts and your expressions and your general behavior to determine whether you are in fact walking on your brain or not, like you accuse the rest of us of doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm
gonna tell you why we're not walking on what we now walk on my brain.
Why?
I and I, as black people, should have stand in a oneness, in an African unity, instead of depending on the enslavers who end slavery. We look the vaccine. We don't have to get none in this judgment here. Because the vaccine can't stop no from dead. In this judgment here. It can't stop no from catch COVID. So what's the purpose of vaccine? April 29th of April.
No, it can. It can stop you from getting COVID-19.
Who said that?
That is a fact.
You hear it over the radio and the television.
It can. It can. You can. What? It will take a while to see for how long it will hold. It will take a while. But so far, what they have said up to 9 months, and there's some new information overnight. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at it right now.
Yeah.
That suggests full. Oh goodness, I need to find it. But it suggests full coverage, full protection from COVID-19.
America.
In other words, the work is still being done. Remember, this is a new coronavirus. The coronaviruses have always been around, or have been around for some time, we should say. But this one is new. That's why it's called the new coronavirus or the novel coronavirus. So while the basic makeup of this protein is already in the system, that's one of the reasons why the vaccines could have been manufactured so quickly, relatively quickly.
They say, not you.
Because they have enough information to have done the basic work. So the rest of it now would have been new work, new information, a new makeup or enhancement. But anyway, we need more time to discuss further. We're out of time. We're going to that discussion with our friends from Jamaica Customs. Thank you for the call. All the best.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:30. The RJR Gleaner Communications Group Special Women's Day book celebrating 60 distinguished Jamaican women. Available now. Purchase your copy today at the Gleaner Library, 7 North Street in Kingston, the Gleaner Western Bureau, 23 Orange Street, Montego Bay, and the RJR Gleaner Gift Shop at 32 Lyndhurst Road. And with every purchase of 3 or more copies at the Gleaner Library, you have a chance to win 6-month subscription to the Gleaner Premium. Jamaican women of distinction, holding up more than half the sky.
Start the year off right. Earn your associate and bachelor's degree at Brownstown Community College in St. Anne. Now accepting applications for part-time studies in the associate and bachelor's in business administration and the bachelor's in hospitality and tourism management starting February 2021. Apply now and take advantage of our flexible payment plans and affordable tuition rates. Apply online at btcc.edu.jn.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaner's website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Time for us to check in with our friends from Jamaica Customs. Apparently, there is what is referred to as the Jamaica Customs Agency J-Swift project and plant quarantine unit. We're going to learn more about this JCA J-Swift project right now, because we have with us the Senior Director and Project Manager for J-Swift, the J-Swift project with the Jamaica Customs Agency, Mr. Andre Williams. Good afternoon. How are you?
Hey, good afternoon, Dervan. And I must also mention that we have Mr. Rowe with us as well from the platform.
Yes, I was about to introduce him, but thank you anyway. Also online, Mr. Damian Rose, Senior Plant Quarantine Sanitary Phytosanitary Inquiry Point Officer, and he'll have to explain what that is. Plant Quarantine Produce Inspector Branch, Inspection branch of the Ministry of Agriculture. Good afternoon, Mr. Rowe. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Welcome, and good afternoon to your listeners.
Thank you very much. First up, Andre Williams, please demystify J-Swift for us. What is J-Swift?
All right. So J-Swift stands for the Jamaica Single Window for Trade. And it is exactly as the name suggests. It's a single window where importers and exporters will be able to access various services related to cross-border trade. That is where the exporter or the importer has to obtain a permit, certification for a product, a license for trading or importing or exporting certain products from the 20 plus border regulatory agencies. So this really is a one-stop shop, an electronic platform which will be tying all of these services and making them available in an online platform to all our traders.
Now, is this, I'm remembering an expression of my late mother, and a supna go, a supna come. So is this already here or is it to come?
All right, so it is here. We have done the implementation for the Trade Board Limited, who is Agency 1. We are now with the second agency under the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries. That is the Plant Quarantine Produce Inspection Branch. And we are starting with the import phase for persons who are in need of an import permit for plant and plant-related products. And then thereafter, we're going to be doing the export phase, and then we'll be moving on to another ministry, which I'll let you know what the lineup is after.
So it's a phased rollout.
Well, there you go.
Right. So Damian Rowe, please, first of all, tell us your Senior Plant Quarantine Sanitary Phytosanitary Inquiry Point Officer in the Plant Quarantine Produce Inspection Branch of the Ministry of Agriculture. Let's break that all down. Give us the essence of what you do and what your particular branch of the Ministry of Agriculture does.
All right. So firstly, let me just say that the Plant Quarantine Branch is a arm of the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries. We are responsible for protecting Jamaica's agriculture. What we do is actually to ensure that only the highest quality produce are imported in Ireland and exported from Jamaica to our trading partners. And we also ensure that no harmful exotic pests are introduced into the country. That means we don't want any harmful pests come here and get citizenship, right? Because they have the tendency to destroy our agriculture and cost us millions of dollars to get rid of.
Yes.
So we have to be mindful of that as we go along. Now, as to my title, it's very long. It's really, I'm a plant quarantine inspector responsible for.
So you are trained in what to look for?
Yes, exactly. Inspecting, regulating the phytosanitary atmosphere. And there's an addition to my title, which is the SPS aspect of it, which is a WTO, sanitary and phytosanitary notification responsibility. So all countries that want to contact Jamaica regarding any measures that we implement in Jamaica, any new regulation, any new policy, once we publish those policies, they will contact my desk, and we will actually point them to the different agency, BRA agency. It could be a veterinary service, it could be a public health division that published that particular regulation or article, and say US or Canada wants to know more about it, they will reach out to me and I will actually provide the information. And of course, when they produce any form of information, I will actually pass that on to our respective agencies in Jamaica.
I see. That's a lot of work, and clearly you're not isolated in your office at the Ministry of Agriculture. You are plugged into the world, and the world is plugged into you and your desk and your branch.
So you know the traffic that passed through this thing.
I can well imagine. So, Andre Williams, why should those listening to us pay attention to this JCA J-Swift project?
Right.
Yes.
So the project really is a Government of Jamaica initiative. We are signatories to the World Trade Agreement, and of course we would have ratified this in 2016. That would, one of the requirements or the outputs is really for a single window to be established for ease of doing business, improved performance, ease of access, right? So hence the single window being developed by the JCA. We are the lead implementing agency and operator, and we're doing this in conjunction with the UNCTAD, the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, and of course in full partnership with the 20 border regulatory agencies. This really is about simplifying trade, having a single point of contact for the submission of applications for obtaining an import and export permit, and not having to be moving from agency to agency. Some agencies will have some level of automation, some will not. Some are heavily paper-based and manual. So this is really a standardization of the services right across all the 20 plus border regulatory agencies involved in cross-border trade. All right. So certainly that is simplifying things and reducing costs from a logistics perspective, and of course reducing the operational time to obtain these approvals.
So more like a one-stop shop.
There you go.
Right. And does that necessarily mean that you operate from one place, or there are
anywhere in the world? Anywhere.
Whoa.
Anywhere in the world. From a smartphone, you can access the services of the Trade Board Limited, and right now we're piloting the import services for the Plant Quarantine Division. So any trader can go online, do a self-registration, and thereafter he can go ahead and apply for his import permit. And of course, the effective date for using this platform for all the customers or the clients of the PQPIB branch is March 1, which is on Monday of next week.
Oh, so as of the 1st of March, so this is the breaking story. As of the 1st of March, which is on Monday, for those in the import-export business, what can they expect through J-Swift effective Monday, the 1st of March?
Right. So I'm singling out the import phase. Effective Monday, they will be required to register on the J-Swift platform if they have not done so. We have done extensive training for a number of the traders, the customs brokers, as well as the major importers of plant and plant products. And so for other persons who have not yet done so, we are advising them to go ahead on the platform, which is at jswift.gov.jm.
Hold on, let's get that. jswift.gov.jm. So that's listeners. So the website is JS for Sam, WIFT.gov.jm. And we are in an age now where we no longer need to say www.
There you go.
That is out the window. So jswift.gov.jm. That's an excellent starting point as of Monday for those in the import business.
Yes, and just to add to that.
Yes, Damian Rowe, please go ahead.
Just to add to that, on Monday, all our importers that usually access the MOA trade system there will be a hyperlink on our MOA trade system. So when they go there,
hold on, back up a bit now. MOH trade system, is that Ministry of Health?
That Ministry of Agriculture.
I beg you, MOA. I thought I heard H. Sorry.
MOA, yeah.
MOA.
So yes, so once they try to access that system, which is our current system now, once they try to access that system to input a permit, Once they go there, they will see a link that they will redirect them.
The system will redirect them to J
Yes,
Swift.
to the J Swift system.
Oh, right. So if those of us are not we're not remembering of this change effective the 1st of March, and we start typing in the original way in which we used to do this, we are now going to be directed or redirected to the J Swift website. So listeners, it's jswift.gov.jm. All right. Good.
And for persons who want to, if they're needing any additional information, of course, they could send us an email at support@jswift.gov.jm. That is support@jswift.gov.jm.
Right. And this is important because with any system anywhere in the world, once it is new or relatively new, especially to the clientele, as opposed to the team that would have been trained and schooled in this system, they might take some time for what they call these days for onboarding.
Onboarding, that's correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's, sorry, go ahead.
The toll on that same note, some of our traders are really, they're a bit worried, and I can sense the fear in some of them when I talk with them. I just want to use this opportunity to say that no one will be left behind.
Yes.
And we are here to comfort you. It's a more advanced system that is here to offer more. It is more efficient in what we are more efficient in what we're doing, more cost effective, will reduce time, very convenient, and we will guide. We are here to guide. The JSF team is very technically skilled and able to provide guidance. And of course, here at Plan Quarantine, we will provide guidance to every one of our traders so that they can comfortably transit into this new system.
Yes. And Andre Williams, how busy has this area when it comes to importing and exporting?
Yes, well, it's a daily commodity, of course. Importation of plant and plant products.
So COVID-19, the point I make, COVID-19 hasn't slowed down things at all in this area. Is that what you're saying?
Not at all. Well, it has had an impact on trade, but we would have seen a recovery in the latter part of 2020, and that has continued. And what we want to do, and I'm glad that you mentioned that point, is to provide ease of access, reduce risk for persons who will be moving to and fro. Once you're using this platform, there'll be no need to pick up any documents to come to any office to make payment, right? You will simply apply online and get your approval, and that, of course, can be sent to the exporting country that's shipping these products. On the clearance end, the customs broker will also have access.
Hold on, don't move, please. Let's come back and talk about the clearance end. Listeners, we hope you've been learning as much as we have about the Jamaica Customs Agency Jamaica Single Window for Trade, JCA J Swift project. It becomes effective on the importation side on Monday the 1st of March.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45.
Tune into Farm Talk, 6:18 to 6:35 a.m. the first Tuesday of every month, and 6:18 to 6:45 p.m. the last Tuesday of every month for First Hand in the Field. Real issues, real solutions. Join the Newport First Hand team in the field as they identify problems and tell you how to address them. First Hand in the Field, Real Issues, Real Solutions is brought to you by Newport First Hand Jamaica Limited, the first on the land.
The following is a program advisory from Power 106 FM. Please be advised that the program Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas has been reduced to 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday, starting Monday, November 2. That is Dear Pastor, now 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Power 106 FM apologizes for any inconvenience this program change may cause. The proceeding was a program advisory from Power 106 FM.
Farmers, come for a candid conversation with the Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Floyd Green. Learn more about the agricultural sector and the role we all play in its development. That's a Morning with the Minister, every second and fourth Friday of every month during Farm Talk with Alfie McKenzie, right here on Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. You've been hearing the story of the JCA J Swift project, and Andre Williams, Senior Director and Project Manager of J Swift, the J Swift project with Jamaica Customs, along with Damian Rowe, Senior Plant Quarantine Sanitary Phytosanitary Inquiry Point Officer, Plant Quarantine Produce Inspection Branch of the Ministry of Agriculture, is also on. And going to the break, I did mention that what becomes effective on Monday, the 1st of March, is on the import side. Did I get that right, Andre Williams? Considering that you're phasing in the J Swift.
Yes, that is correct. So we're focusing on the import side for persons who are going to be importing plant and plant-related products. So fruits, vegetables, all the others, cut flowers, etc.
And you were going on to talk about clearance when we took the break.
Correct. Right. So what are some of the benefits? Paperless processing.
Yes.
When that permit has been applied for online and it has been approved, of course, it has to be communicated to the country of origin, the country that's going to be providing the products. There's no need for the trader to print the document and hand to his broker who's going to be doing the clearance at customs. Once they have been so authorized, they will be able to access the information electronically. On the JSwift platform, the importer will have the ability to authorize the customs broker to represent his interests, and that can be done electronically. I would say all our customs brokers are currently registered with JSwift and can also now be associated within the system. So once that permit has been approved by the plant quarantine branch, it is actually transferred real time into our Asicuda system and allows for the broker to do the import entry and reference that permit, right? Of course, verifying that all things are in order in terms of the items that have been imported, the quantities, etc. All of that coincides with the approval of the ministry. Of course, Mr. Rowe and his team. And so what we're doing is really moving data and not paper, which makes the trading environment much easier for both the importer and their agent.
And safer, yes.
And safer.
Yes. Yes. So, Damian Rowe, what obtains now in terms of exports? What's the current system that you're involved in?
All right. So export is a little bit behind in terms of having a formal online system. So we do a lot of the things manually. We have a software that we've been using to do certificates for export, and that is called an electronic phytosanitary certificate system that was set up in 2019 with the International Plant Protection Convention. We were the first Caribbean island to actually establish that software in Jamaica, and using it to trade electronic phytosanitary certificates to our trading partners and receiving them as well. So we use that for the export. But now came single window that will give us a little bit more leverage. And I say a little bit, but it's a big thing because single window is now going to put a lot of our processes online in terms of our packaging house, certification system, our nursery certification system, our export, our entire export and inspection certification system will be online. So our customer, all our exporters will be able to actually log into single window, make an application to us, request a service, and it will be provided to them without they have to come into the office or even produce any paper. So the export is maybe a little bit behind, but it is coming to provide a more effective service than what we have currently. And we're looking forward to that in mid-March, Andre?
Yes, it is coming online in mid-March. We'll start piloting in March, yes.
Right.
Okay, because that would have been my next question. When will export get on board?
That is it.
All right. Mid-March, you said? That's not so far away.
No, but and it is because, of course, we'd have to be focusing our resources and time and efforts on the importers. And so, as you mentioned, we are doing it in phases. So we'll deal with the import first, and thereafter we will bring the export services online.
The good thing to note is that all the business process for the export is already documented. We know the process flow. We know all different templates that will go into the export system, and it's just for us to implement that soon after we complete the test risk and the import side of the spectrum.
Oh, very good. Gentlemen, I have one for you. I received a huge pumpkin from St. Elizabeth the other day and posted it online. And one of our followers on Facebook, somewhere, I don't remember if it was in the States or the UK, asked me if I could send him the pumpkin seed so he could plant the pumpkin wherever he was. Is that something that is done?
That's something that we are not trying to encourage because we rather send the pumpkin to him.
Agreed, David.
Exactly.
Otherwise, then we would find out how water go a pumpkin belly, right?
Exactly.
Quite understandable. So as we wrap, gentlemen, we'll give you an opportunity to make another pitch, a final pitch to your constituents, your customers, your clients, who whether they are dreading the 1st of March because just out of fear of the unknown, or they are looking forward to it. Whichever one of you wants to go first, please.
Sure, David.
All right, so I'll go first. Just to say that to all our traders, we're coming with a new system. We know you're a bit edgy, worried, but be not afraid. It's a new system that will provide better opportunities, more transparency and accountability in what we do. We will have greater connectivity with you. It will offer you a lot of time saving, reduce your spending costs after be driving up to our office to pay money and to discuss matters with us. All of that will be reduced vastly. So this is a system that will offer you better service. It's more comprehensive than the system that we have at present. So we are here to provide support continuously. Any training opportunities that you require, we will make the effort with customs, single window team, to provide that training for you. And of course, offer you the step-by-step guidance just to get you comfortably enough so that you can operate on your own. So we are here. We're here to support you.
Good. And just a reminder our listeners of the JSwift portal. It is jswift.gov.jm. They can go there, and of course, you will be able to register for accessing our services. We also, if you have any information, or if you require more information, or you have any questions, you could reach us at support@jswift.gov.jm. And for those, of course, who would have enrolled on previous or current training sessions and would like to have a refresher, we also have a learning platform, which is learning.jswift.gov.jm, which has all the content that will be needed, is a self-guide, which can take you through the material, show you to apply for the permit as well, for those who do not want to enroll in a formal training session.
Very well done. Congratulations, gentlemen, to you and your respective teams at Jamaica Customs Agency and the Ministry of Agriculture. Thank you very much, and we wish you a successful rollout of the JCA JSwift project.
Thank you.
All the best. Andre Williams, Senior Director and a Project Manager for JSwift, the Jamaica Single Window for Trade. JSwift, Jamaica Single Window for Trade project at the Jamaica Customs Agency. And Mr. Damian Rowe, Senior Plant Quarantine Sanitary Phytosanitary Inquiry Point Officer, Plant Quarantine and Produce Inspection Branch of the Ministry of Agriculture. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Welcome to those who have joined since the last time we checked. Good afternoon, Sherry Henry, Maureen Evans. Thank you very much for joining us as well. She from Evans Designs. She says, please let the brethren or brother know that an African American black woman is part of history as one who helped to develop the Moderna COVID vaccine. I think we did share that information with the caller some time ago, actually. But thank you very much. Yes, that's the name, Kismikia Corbett. In fact, at one stage, I thought she was related to Mrs. Corbett Baugh, but I don't think so. I haven't found information to say otherwise. Hello to Ms. Corbett Baugh. And all the very best. Let's go to some more messages to take us to the break here on both sides of the story. Power 106 FM still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Hello to Audrey Smith in Southampton in the UK. She says, afternoon, Dervan. Happy Thursday to you and all the listeners. Spring is coming over here, but I'm not banking on it as our weather changes like clockwork. Stay safe, everyone, and take care. It's true. There are nearly 18 million vaccines so far, and that's in the UK, close to 20 million. We get it. Thank you. Also, Professor Paul Ivy says, greetings. Greetings to you too, Professor Paul Ivy. Working and tuned in. Happy to know. We still need to have that talk. Well, maybe not a sit down anymore in this age of COVID-19, but in terms of discussing those two publications of yours. We've not done that yet, have we? At least not in any detail. Inez Campbell Brown in Bridgeport, Connecticut greets everybody. Good afternoon to you, Inez Campbell Brown in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Quincy Brown, where's Quincy? Quincy is in Georgetown. That's what they say. They have same in Guyana. They have Georgetown. They generally say Georgetown. Right. So he's tuned in. He says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan Malcolm. I'm tuned in from Georgetown, Grand Cayman. Angela in Toronto, Canada is greeting everybody. Francis Angus Panton says, very good, Mr. Malcolm. You are doing great. God bless you. Blessings to you too, Francis Angus Panton. Robledo Black Pearl Michelle, welcome. Lady Jean in Monique St. Anne says, good afternoon. Greetings to you and the team at Power 106. Keep safe. Thank you, Lady Jean. Robledo Black Pearl Michelle greets everybody as well. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4 o'clock.
Tune into Farm Talk, 6:18 to 6:35 a.m. the first Tuesday of every month, and 6:18 to 6:45 p.m. the last Tuesday of every month for First Hand in the Field. Real issues, real solutions. Join the Newport First Hand team in the field as they identify problems and tell you how to address them. First Hand in the Field, Real Issues, Real Solutions is brought to you by Newport First Hand Jamaica Limited, the first on the land.
Harry J. All Stars, Liquidator, the music this afternoon on both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. We have the caller from earlier on calling through now on WhatsApp. We hope the WhatsApp connection is as good or better than the telephone connection earlier on. Ras Ayuda says, I get a call to come and take vaccine today. Are you going to take the vaccine, Ras Ayuda? Ras Ayuda in London says, I get a call to come and take the vaccine today. How have you responded so far, Ras Ayuda? Are you going for the vaccine? You can tell us. Let's go to another Ras in the meantime. on WhatsApp. Yes, Ras, your time.
Oh, Honorable, I could just seal up when me that talk about and come to the next point, because remember, say two things I want to talk about. The 29th of April, Prime Minister Andrew Holness bluntly tell the nation that everyone in the country at some point in time will catch coronavirus. And now we see them run around 1 million yet. I'm soon run up and down like a headless chicken. The Prime Minister
I don't understand you. Why are you isolating yourself from us? You're not running up and down as well like a headless chicken.
No, sir, be not dismayed, what here be tied. God will take care of you. Beneath his wings of love abide. Count if you got God out of the pitch top.
So it's only you alone. Hold on now. Is you alone God going to take care of?
You know what me say?
No, what you say?
All who put them trust in him and all who put them trust in him and not Britain and America, Satan, kingdom, who burn with beat you and lynch you and do real manner evil. That's why I say them a Satan. Blessed. What them done to black people.
Isn't God an all-loving, all-encompassing God? Whether you're American or Britain or African or whatever?
Man of right is God in flesh and men of wrong is Satan. And America and England prove themselves to be Satan.
No, but you're broad brushing. America has about 340 million people. The UK has about 66 million. So you're saying all the people in America, all the people in England are of Satan?
I said, man of right is God in flesh. Remember what I say now. And men of wrong is Satan.
Yeah, but you're broad brushing. You go on to broad brush the whole of UK and the whole of America.
England. I'm talking about England and America, who lynch us as black people, shackle us, do we have man of evil.
Yes, but the country by itself can't shackle you. It must be people. And are the shacklers still alive? Are the shacklers still alive and still in the UK?
Yes, this constitutional system of government, monarchy system of government, we are ruled from Jamaica straight up to Britain. All of them black, white, tally, we take side with this judgment by corrupt and just society to hold it down in Jamaica.
No, nobody can hold you down without your permission. Who is holding you down now? How is it you're able to call us?
Government of Jamaica.
Who is it? So why don't they come and get you? When they hear you on the radio, they just come and get you and lock you up. Why don't they do that?
No, you're talking about you.
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you because you're saying they're holding you down. Now, if somebody is holding you down, it means you wouldn't be able to be on the phone talking to us now.
Holding us down as a nation of people in Jamaica, sabotaging us from returning to everyone work and build our empire of our own.
Whatever happened to independence and self-reliance? What happened to those things? Why not assert your independence and just leave this land of evil here in Jamaica and go wherever you want to go?
Dependent and not independent.
You are dependent, so you can't go on your own because you are dependent.
What you say?
You are dependent. Otherwise, you would have left this place a long time ago.
No, because if we take a boat right now and go up down and send the police and soldier, come lock we up.
No, but you want to break the law? Why would you want to break the law? If it's a registered boat, if the boat is registered, hold on. If the boat can any country operate without laws? Answer the question. Can any country operate without laws?
Without man-made law, but we're talking about God law.
All right, so hold on now. Hold on, slow down. So let us hold on to God's law and let's let go of man-made law in Jamaica. What do you think would happen in Jamaica if there was no man-made law in Jamaica?
If there was no man-made law, all the man-made law were in a Jamaica for your purpose and all we done in this judgment.
No. What would happen to Jamaica? What would happen to Jamaica without the man-made laws, as imperfect as they are? What would happen in Jamaica without the man-made laws? What would happen to Jamaica or any country for that matter?
Without man-made law is a destruction to us.
All right, I see you're skirting the question. Move to the next point, because your level of reasoning is that of convenience. You reason out of convenience, not out of conviction.
We get into the next point quickly still.
Yes.
But we are sure it's all of these law we are talking about Queen Elizabeth sign off on them, approve them, for them come to law. Their system of government.
Well, go and break them. Go and break them now and see what happens to you.
If our foreparents ever break them, you wouldn't have already talk to them, wouldn't have no freedom.
No, well, go ahead and break them then. Go ahead and break them. Go ahead. If you don't believe you don't have any time for Queen Elizabeth law and man-made law, go and break the laws.
So me say for our foreparents ever break them, you wouldn't have no freedom today.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I have no way. I have no way of knowing. I have no way of knowing how things would have worked out otherwise.
I'm going to tell you something. If our foreparents never fight for freedom from slavery and colonial rule, we wouldn't have no freedom today. The shackle would have still left our foot. Anyway,
no, but why you're contradicting yourself? I thought you if. So if those shackles were off, if our foreparents fought for us and those shackles were off, then what is the shackle of which you speak in today's society? What shackling are you speaking of then?
Mental slavery.
No, but
institutional slavery in the church, the school, and the business community.
Yeah, but that's not new information you're presenting. Marcus Garvey said that a long time ago, and Haile Selassie said that a long time ago. So what are you saying?
So what Haile Selassie saying?
What are you saying?
I'm repeating and reinforcing.
All right, I'm sorry. I think we've had enough of this because you're not.
Next one.
Yeah, move on, please.
The next thing. Who introduced white dolls and toy gun, plastic soldier gun, our children, our son and our daughter?
Our parents and guardians.
Listen this. Early childhood curriculum. Don't do that. To the nation.
Our parents and guardians would have done that.
No.
So how come my mother didn't buy me a water gun? How come my mother didn't buy me a water gun? And I was exposed to the same early childhood. What are you talking about?
Why she never buy you one?
Because she was a good mother who knew how to socialize her children.
Okay, so what kind of idol did they get? You never get water gun. Where did they get?
No, I would get a watch, and that's why I've always been a stickler for time. Never mind the fact I get upset when we miss the time signals on any program I host. I'm a stickler for time, and perhaps that had to do with the fact that my very first gift from my mother for a birthday present was a watch.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And also what?
I'm listening.
Yeah, parents and guardians. We answered that question already. Move on. Next one.
Yes. So me telling you to Google it up.
Google what? Google what?
Early childhood curriculum that introduce white dolls and soldiers with guns to our children, not to the institution in this country.
No, where's the evidence of that? Where's the evidence of that?
Google it up on your phone.
No, man. No. We've answered that already. So you got a toy gun?
Everyone away. You saying I get none?
It's not everyone. What do you mean everyone? You got it. I didn't get one. Our program assistant Davin Thomas didn't get one. So your parents blame it. Yes, he's right here. He's right here saying no, he didn't get any. He's right here. He's right here saying he didn't get any. So speak for yourself. Anyway, we get books. He said he got books. He got books. Yes. All right. All right. Let's leave it there for now because we feel like we're going around the mulberry bush. Let's leave it there for now. Thank you very much for the call. All the best. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. You know, we carry the discussion, whatever the nature of the discussion, we carry it for a while to see if we will get some substance out of it. And depending on how it goes, after a while, we just have to wrap it. So we wrap that one. Let's move on. 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, 876-922-4115. Hello, good afternoon on the WhatsApp line. Thanks for calling. Hello, are you there? No, reconnecting, it says here. Internet connection. Not on our end, on the end of the caller who's trying to get through to us. Sorry about that. Please try again if you're hearing us. Ras Eyuda, in response to the question whether he will take the vaccine, because he says he got a call to come and take the vaccine today. So he wants to know when. So we were asking if he was going to take the vaccine. He says, I need some more information and understanding about it first. So Ras Eyuda is not prepared to take the vaccine. Ras Eyuda is not prepared to take the vaccine right now, although he's in a privileged position in a manner of speaking, because he's getting what some people would love to get. A lot of people would love to get right now. And he has the luxury of saying, well, let me get some more information and understanding. Well, it is your right. In no country in the world is anyone being forced to take a vaccine. But here's what they're doing in Israel. In Israel, they're not forcing anybody to take the vaccine either. But what they are saying is, those who have been vaccinated can go back to the gyms. Those who have been vaccinated can go shopping again. So what has happened is that people are rushing to get the vaccine in Israel because they want to continue to go. They want to go back to the gym and they want to go to do shopping again, among other things. So that's the psychology that is being used in Israel at the moment. And apparently it is working. The other thing we have heard from people all over the world, not least of all right here in Jamaica, is that the nature of their job is such that they will have to travel. And they suspect that at some point they are going to need to be vaccinated in order to travel. Whether or not they want to, otherwise they will just not go and it will have implications for their work, etc. We'll see. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:15.
The February 5 off 50 sales event at Home and Things is here. Take $5 off every $50 you spend. Save big on the brands you know and trust. From beautiful Spanish and Brazilian tiles to exquisite bathroom fixtures from Sedosa, American Standard and Corona. Stylish Moen and American Standard faucets. Doors, windows, paints, and home decor treasures that inspires beauty and elegance. It's the February 5 off 50 sales event happening now at Home and Things. Old Hope Road and Constant Spring Road. Catch it while it lasts.
Listen to the story of the Jamaican diaspora on Diaspora Check-In every Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. during Both Sides of the Story with host Dervan Malcolm, the story of Jamaicans at home and abroad. That's Diaspora Check-In every Wednesday during Both Sides of the Story, brought to you by GK Western Union. Receive money directly into your bank account today. Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas on Power 106 FM is now 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday. 1 hour of solid advice, great interaction, and a belly full of laughs. That's Dear Pastor, now 1 power-packed hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday here on Power 106 FM.
Farmers, come for a candid conversation with the Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Floyd Green. Learn more about the agricultural sector and the role we all play in its development. That's a Morning with the Minister, every second and fourth Friday of every month during Farm Talk with Alfie McKenzie, right here on Power 106 FM.
Que hora es en espagnol? Son las 4:17. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:17. 现在几点了？4点17分. 17 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Good afternoon to all the schoolers listening to us, all the students from the early childhood level to the secondary level. Trust you had a productive day of learning today. Hope you also managed to get in some physical activity, just as important as mental activity. As we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable, education makes you trainable, training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. We're seeing Ras Ayuda's response. He says, yeah, boost me to take it. No, Ras Ayuda, no, nobody can force you to take the vaccine of your own volition. It's up to you. It's really up to you, wherever in the world you are, including Israel. If you'll just allow us quickly to share the story coming out of the New York Times. The story is that the 2-dose COVID-19 vaccine developed by Pfizer and BioNTech is protecting recipients about as well in wide actual use as it did in clinical trials, according to a new large-scale study from Israel that was published yesterday, Wednesday, in the New England Journal of Medicine. The study by the Clalit Research Institute, the research arm of Israel's largest HMO, in collaboration with experts from Harvard University and Boston Children's Hospital, found that the vaccine reduced symptomatic cases by 94% a week. The vaccine, this is the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, reduced symptomatic cases by 94% a week after the second dose, and reduced severe disease by 92%. Again, the study by the Clalit Research Institute on the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine, the study showed that they found that the vaccine reduced symptomatic cases by 94% a week after the second dose, and reduced severe disease by 92%. The study appears to be the first large-scale peer-reviewed examination, and peer there, P-E-E-R, meaning that, as I was saying earlier on, it's not about you giving yourself sticky, but it's the teacher giving you sticky. That's what peer revision is about. So that it's like when I worked in the newsroom, you don't read, you don't edit your own story. You write your story and you give it to someone else in the newsroom to read, because you are likely to miss something because it's your writing, right? So it has to be peer reviewed. So the study appears to be the first large-scale peer-reviewed examination of the vaccine's performance in general use. It included more than 1 million people aged 16 and over, nearly 600,000 of whom had been vaccinated and an equally large, carefully matched control group of unvaccinated individuals. So look at that. Those are the numbers they're researching and presenting their findings. That is significant. That's significant. So again, it's the novel coronavirus. It's the new coronavirus. So we're still learning. And as we're learning and finding how these vaccines are working, we will be able to continue or to even fine tune further the vaccines. So there you go. Let's go to the caller who has been holding on the line on WhatsApp. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for holding.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon.
Yes, just a couple of quick points. The Virgin have some valid points also, so we can't really knock him down because...
No, nobody's knocking him down. It's not about knocking him down. It's
No,
go ahead.
You were saying something about there's no more shackles, maybe not physically on your foot, but mentally,
No, but we could never say that. No, hold on, man. Hold on. The world knows every year, if we don't do it at any other time, close to emancipation, we play Bob Marley's Emancipate Yourselves from Mental Slave. We have discussed this. We know about them. We know of the mental shackles that remain, which is why we have the murder rate we have, which is why we have so many problems that we have. It's something we discuss all the time. So in other words, there's nothing new in what he was saying. There's no new information there. It's what we know.
Right,
that
that's the way I must say it,
mental shock. Well, there you go.
Come across the right way.
There you go.
But differently from that, the vaccine, you can't blame some people for not trust it either, because there were times when them tell them, say, they might give them certain injection to protect them from certain things, and then we end up giving black people them syphilis.
Yes, we have read that. Yes,
we can't trust them sometimes.
No, but this is
upset. Them tell the truth now.
Yeah, well, this is people are free. This is the thing. There's nowhere in the world where anybody is being forced to take the vaccine. So because there's a general understanding of the fear and also the lack of trust. That there's no doubt about that. And I think the fact that people are not being forced to take it should give people a greater sense of comfort, in the sense that they are the ones who are, if they decide to take it, they would have had to decide consciously to say, I am going to take it or take a chance with it. But other than that, if you want to continue living the way you have been living, then so be it.
True. Because I know personally of a nurse who work in the emergency room where a lot of them is, and she says she's not taking it.
Yeah, well, they're not immune from that kind of thinking either. Nurses, doctors, they're not immune from that kind of thinking.
Right. The vaccine is there for everybody still, whether you're white, black, red, pink. It's there for you if you want to take it.
Exactly.
But on a different note still.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
On a different note now, you see the problem with the bigger, as according to him, the bigger heads them and the rich people them.
Yes.
Them still stay rich. Them even get richer during the COVID. But the COVID only highlights where black people are minority, then are the have-nots, are the less fortunate one them have. It don't enhance that, the COVID, and show up all the people them treat it.
No, it's a very important point you have made. In fact, it's one of the first things we touched on when this pandemic came to Jamaica. How quickly a lot of us entered into poverty. Very quickly. In no time, we depleted our resources, every little cent we had in the bank. Some of us, whatever money we had, insurance money, that would have been, the investment portion of insurance. It's true, and I've talked about it, that we have to, I don't know how we're going to do it, but we have to find a way to recreate our earning system, how we earn a living. We have to do it differently, because COVID-19 has shown us that
find new ways.
Exactly. COVID-19 has shown us that in no time, our resources, we are as poor as a church mouse in no time, because the revenues plummet and all everything else falls down, and before you know it, we are seeking all kinds of what you call it, breaks from paying loans and paying mortgage and all of these things. It's a serious point you make there. We have to learn from this and find more creative ways of ensuring that we always have some kind of income for at least 6 months minimum 6 months.
No matter where them come with, right? No matter what kind of disease come or whatever pandemic or pandemic come, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point.
I have a princess.
Yeah.
I have a princess that 2 jobs she do, and she still do her own little business.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to wise up. We have to wise up. There are other ways of making money as well in a legal way. For example, the use of social media. There are those who use social media to make money, because what you are doing, depending on what you're doing on social media, what you do is to create content for the various social media platforms, like YouTube, for example. In creating content, by creating content, you get a certain number of viewers. So like people who have, I don't know, 5,000, 10,000, 1 million people who are on their channels.
Then subscribe, right?
Yeah, right. So YouTube starts to pay them. YouTube sends them a check every month, because they're bringing eyes to that channel. And once eyes go to that channel, they can then put up their pop-up ads and make money. So we have to be creative.
Right.
Yeah.
So you just have to show them the whatever will make them eye work.
Yeah.
Make them look.
True.
And the more views you get, the more them put up.
That's
so
right.
You're right. And there are many things where you say you're right, especially the part about the youth them to try solve it. Don't just accept anything when anybody tell you, or don't just. You understand?
Let me help you with that one. The point about not accepting don't just accept what other people tell you. What's his name? James Baldwin of the Renaissance era in America. James Baldwin in Harlem, from Harlem, said, "Take no one's word for anything, including mine, but trust your experience." In other words, I can't tell you about your experience. You and you alone. Who feels it knows it. You know your experience, so you can talk about your experience. I know my experience. I can talk about my experience. Yeah.
Sometimes them right to but you still have to try for yourself, figure out if them really right. Don't just accept
Of course.
it. So you're right, in many senses.
Yeah.
But me have the solution to the world problem, Sir D,
You have the solution to the pandemic?
Not to the pandemic, but to the world, the whole world, the injustice we are going right now.
What's the solution? Or we have to pay you for that?
No, you don't have to pay me, but you can help me figure out if it can work, or if it, because you have a wide median right
well,
now.
If you want to share it this afternoon, then we'll have to take it after the break, because we're going to a break now. If you want to keep it for another time, well, it's up to you.
All right, me go and wait then.
All right, hold on, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30. The Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce presents MIIC Live on both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm every first and third Thursday at 3:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. Learn more about the manufacturing strategy, modernization in trading, foreign direct investments, and much more, right here on Power 106 FM. This broadcast of MIIC Live is brought to you by the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce.
Que hora es en espagnol? Son las 5 menos 29. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 29. 现在几点了？5点cha Archer Jiao Fen. 29 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? doing what they're supposed to be doing, it's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Just before we get back to the caller, Claudia Haddam says, good afternoon, Mr. D, listening in from GCM. Where's that now? GCM. Is it Grand Cayman? I don't know. GCM. Rose in London says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm, listening in as usual. Thank you, Rose. And Dawn Manning says, good afternoon. Love the program. Thank you very much, Dawn Manning. And also messaging us at this time quickly. Let's clear these quickly so we can get back to the caller who tells us he has the problem he has the solution to fix the world's problem right now. Hold on, let's see. Dr. Dunn in Skokie, Illinois says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. Re-vaccines, yes, follow science. I know I can count on you to debunk disinformation. Blessings. Adolf Wash says, Brother Dervan, not being forced is subjective. Coercive methods are being implemented to force vaccination. Well, nobody can coerce you without your permission. Anyway, the message goes on. Not that I'm against anyone who wants to take the vaccine. However, denying access of certain benefits and denial of certain activities in society would be forms of coercion. Well, if you feel that way, Adolf Wash, take it to the court. Test it in court. Test it in court and see if what you refer to as coercive tactics to entice you into taking COVID-19 vaccine is in fact breaching your constitutional rights. You can take it to the courts. And he goes on to say, the examples you gave about Israel would suggest this approach. Well, that's Israel's approach, and it's working like a charm. It doesn't necessarily have to be everybody else's approach, but so it is. We're just sharing the news in that regard. And the facts. Let's go back to the gentleman online who tells us that he has the solution to the world's problems. Where are you going to start?
All right. First of all, this is Sally himself from New York. Anyway, two things is the key. The first one is love and respect. If everybody show love to everybody in the world, if you love somebody, you're not gonna murder them. You're not gonna rob from them. You understand? So that commandment of love.
So love and respect. Solution number one.
That is right. That is part of the solution, right?
Yes.
The next part now is have a lot to do with how should I put it now? How many years of slavery black people got through? Over 400 years, right?
Yes.
So you just imagine how much your paycheck would look like if you had saved all of that money. So we want to carry the whole world now up to a certain level. There's no more poor class. Carry everybody up to middle class.
In a legal way.
In a legal way.
Yeah.
Monetary especially.
Yes.
So the first thing you want to do is everybody in the world get 100 grand US. No matter if you're young or old, as long as you're alive. You understand? If you don't want money, you get equivalent. If you want some farm, some peas grain or some corn grain or some land worth $100,000, you get that.
So who would
everybody want money?
Sorry, who would administer that? Who would be in charge of that?
All right, no, the in charge of that now is the whole the World Bank. Because even if you have to print the money, Dervan.
Yes.
Mr. Malcolm, I should say. Sorry about that.
No, man, that's all right. That's all right.
Even if you have to print it, everybody in the world deserves it. If you're born today, 100 grand put on for you because you're entitled to it. So it helps educate you.
So what about,
if you want to use it for educate?
What about those who would say, hold on there now. It's one thing to give everybody, all 7.5 going 7.8 billion people in the world, $100,000 US dollars. It's another thing what the individual will actually do. There are people who would have won the lottery in countries all over the world, and we hear that they are now flat broke and they have nothing to show for the millions they won. there are superstars who would have generated a lot of revenue, and all of a sudden they are broke. So how do you guard against those who will get the 100,000 US and squander it, and then go cap in hand for more, or just become what we call in Jamaica waste men or women?
Right. Well, you have a point here, but those will be the few, and so be it. If them fall by the wayside, them fall, because right now them have none.
That's quite
Some
a
of them-
major assumption to make, though, that those will be the few.
Yeah, but all right, would you do that? I can't count more than out of every 100 or so people. Maybe 1% would have probably, or 2% would have squandered. Most people have probably saved. Some people have spent it on things that will help uplift them life, educate them kids. So yeah, some will squander it, yes, but somehow drugs it out with you, you know. But
give it you're still
work,
saying
because
give
at
it a
least
try nonetheless.
Right, because it will alleviate the problem. If it's even for a while then.
All right. That's number 2. Do you have more?
No, but what I really need from other people now is we have to try to figure out how to get that done. Because enough people will say that will never, my friends just say that will never work, but we have ideas where we make it work.
So you'll tell us about those ideas in another episode, is that it?
Yeah. No, well, you can hear them now. One of the main
Go ahead.
don't forget it, but you have to spread the word first of all. So everybody in every country will have to hear about it. So if you have to sing it in a reggae, sing it in a Swahili, sing it in a Spanish, sing it, because you know music have a lot to help people and things. It is very informative. Music can be very informative. Somebody can hear you preach about it and them not listen, but when they hear a song and it say it's not a song, them listen. You understand? So
yeah,
you have to spread the word.
You have a point
And
there.
then, no,
Music does have that kind of effect on people.
That's why some of them artists in Jamaica now need to really step up and start sing some more loving song and stop singing more gun and them thing there.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah,
but
hear you.
As I say, you see, the main thing we want to get to, if them don't want to adhere to that, is have a world strike where everybody in the world just choose a day like it I said, January the 1st, 2025. If that money then run to everybody in the world, you have a world strike. So no hospital can run, no power plant, no bus, no train, nothing at all can run. Imagine that if they no war. No, they won't come with war. No, you're not gonna demonstrate with war. You demonstrate peacefully, but them not gonna want that. Them want war.
Yeah, well,
but when them family in the hospital where the generator don't work and the light them turn off and place come to a standstill, it's like you have to hold them at ransom because them not gonna just do it.
You also run the risk.
It would alleviate.
You also run the risk of creating more problems for the people of the world, and those who are likely to suffer are the most vulnerable.
But at least at the end of the day, there's gonna be a benefit. You might have to sacrifice. I mean, none of us can measure up to God or Jesus, but him sacrifice his life, right? To make sure it's everybody. You understand?
So you're
calling. Enough struggles people go through, you know.
Yes.
But it will work, Sir D. I tell you. Just look into it. I want to hear people feedback on it and hear them say, well, why them think it wouldn't work or why they think it would work.
Well, you have put it out there. Let's hear what others have to say about your proposal.
Well, what do you think personally or now? Even if you take more time to think about it.
Yeah, well, we had a caller years ago. She died a few years ago, called Librarian. Tony Leng called her Librarian, and the names, well, they also called her Patu because she's was nocturnal. And she was always one to remind us that love, or the lack thereof, is actually where it's at. That with more love, we're perhaps likely to have a more gentler, kinder society and world generally. So she was preaching that a long time ago. And
yeah, man, they love
on the face of it, you would think that where there is love, then you don't have to worry about hate, because it's love all around. And if there is love, then it means we won't be people who love each other don't do certain things to each other, or people who love people don't do things to people. So love is a good thing. Respect is also key. There's no doubt about that. In a lot of instances, that's all it takes to diffuse certain situations, or prevent certain situations from becoming violent or deadly. Love and respect, right? And also, but this business now of giving everyone $100,000 that would take some doing. That and
it would, but it would also help us already. Trust me, it would.
Yeah. Well,
because enough people will be more educated. They can, say even myself, I have a son right now, miserable at home. From last year, I'm graduate from high school. 9 C-Tech and 4 or 5 Cape. And because I can't afford to send him to go college. You vex with me. I mean, I know him still love me, but him say, boy, daddy, I'm disappointed. You know what I mean? I'm going to feel bad.
Yeah.
I know so I can't send him to go college.
Yeah, but if he has done that well, I'm sorry he didn't touch base with someone like Shauna K. Lester, who could help to package him. It's what she does. She's a youngster, and that's her work right now. She has an enterprise called Memorable Essay, and what she does is to help young people to access millions of dollars worth of funds for college and university. Just by
forward our website.
It's easy. If you tell your son could bring it up very easily. Memorable Essay. That's it. Memorable Essay. Just Google memorable essay, and the information will pop up. Because there are universities and colleges across the world who are big on diversity. They want to have people from all different nationalities on their campuses, and they are prepared to pay everything, your airfare to get to the whichever country it is. If that is the case, they pay for your accommodation, they give you your learning devices, whether laptop or whatever you need, and they give you a stipend as well or something like that. And you, as long as you maintain your what they call grade point average GPO, you will benefit continue to benefit from the scholarship. But the thing is,
having acceptance letter from University of West Indies and also from the Caribbean Maritime Institution. University.
Well, clearly because he's a quality student. But then now it would have been for him to apply for scholarships, available scholarships. That's
right.
At the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information. I don't know if they're still sitting on them, because for years we have heard that invariably they sit on scholarships in the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, as opposed to making them public. Yeah, a lot of children could be in a much better place now had they known about these scholarships from different governments and institutions. Yeah. So ask your son to check out Memorable Essay and let me know if and when he does and how that is working out.
Will do, sir D, and you keep up the good work, man. Until I look forward to listening and learning from you every week.
Thank you very much.
Sometimes I listen to the whole program.
Thank you very much. We're going to the break. Keep listening. We see some responses coming through to your proposals.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
The RJ Arglina Communications Group Special Women's Day book celebrating 60 distinguished Jamaican women. Available now. Purchase your copy today at the Gleaner Library, 7 North Street in Kingston, the Gleaner Western Bureau, 23 Orange Street, Montego Bay, and the RJ Arglina Gift Shop at 32 Lyndhurst Road. And with every purchase of 3 or more copies at the Gleaner Library, you have a chance to win 6-month subscription to the Gleaner Premium. Jamaican women of distinction, holding up more than half the sky.
Start the year off right. Earn your associate and bachelor's degree at Brownstown Community College in St. Anne. Now accepting applications for part-time studies in the associate and bachelor's in business administration and the bachelor's in hospitality and tourism management starting February 2021. Apply now and take advantage of our flexible payment plans and affordable tuition rates. Apply online at btcc.edu.jn.
Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas on Power 106 FM is now 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday. 1 hour of solid advice, great interaction, and a belly full of laughs. That's Dear Pastor, now 1 power-packed hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday here on Power 106 FM. The following is a program advisory from Power 106 FM. Please be advised that the program Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas has been reduced to 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday, starting Monday, November 2. That is Dear Pastor, now 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Power 106 FM apologizes for any inconvenience this program change may cause. The proceeding was a program advisory from Power 106 FM.
Farmers, come for a candid conversation with the Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Floyd Green. Learn more about the agricultural sector and the role we all play in its development. That's a Morning with the Minister, every second and fourth Friday of every month during Farm Talk with Althea McKenzie, right here on Power 106 FM.
¿Qué hora es en espagnol? Son las 5 menos 12. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 12. 现在 TDN 了5点 cha shi er fen. 12 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Good afternoon to Randy Williams. He says, what foolishness, in reference to the proposal he heard. He goes on to say, obviously, he doesn't understand how the world works, in reference to the proposer. Win Charmful says crime will still exist in Jamaica. The shortage of money is not Jamaica's main problem. In fact, just to support you there, Win Charmful, I think it was Bob Marley. Bob Marley was asked in an interview about having a whole heap of money, about being rich. And Bob Marley, I think, among other things, said, money is not black man's salvation, or words to that effect. So Win Charmful is arguing along those lines. The shortage of money is not Jamaica's main problem, for you will have those who will not be satisfied with the 100,000 US dollars, and so will kill and rob to get more. Adisha Taylor says, good afternoon, Sir D. I swear to God, if Power 106 continue to play that Dear Pastor ad. Yeah, well, talk to management, please, Adasha Taylor. Please share your thoughts with management. Thanks for your message. Kelvin Lee says, remember, say love, go with. And we're missing the rest of that message. And also, Robledo Black Pearl Michelle says, I got the Pfizer vaccine. So far, only symptoms are arm pain and sleepiness for 1 day. Thanks for sharing your experience, Robledo Black Pearl Michelle. Dr. Dunn in Skokie, Illinois says the scientific and medical communities are rushing to get the vaccine because we know that it is safe and effective. Let's continue to follow science. Thank you very much, Mind you, some people might argue there are those of us here in Jamaica who would be quite prepared to follow science as opposed to science. It's easier for us to follow science. Science again. Yes, right. So it is. So it is. Let's see. Let's go to the WhatsApp line. H. Morgan in Birmingham says, Mr. Malcolm, I can understand what you take that stand because Jamaica COVID death rate is still in the 300 bracket. No, it's over 400 now. Here in the UK, we have more than 100,000. It's not a matter of panicking. It's a matter of saving lives. Well, you're not saying anything that we're not saying, H. Morgan. Remember, we said in the event of a student being a student being suspected of having the COVID-19 virus, that what you would do is immediately take the steps to deal with that student. So that is saving lives. Yeah, deal with that student and then do the other work that comes with it, like contact tracing, etc. We dealt with that. As the message goes on, as you should know, it's very difficult to social distance children in some school settings because of the confines of the space available. But the basis on which the schools that are operating is the efficacy of the environment. In other words, do they have the space? These are some of the checks and balances that the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, in conjunction with the Mona Geoinformatics Institute, who did the technical work, the research, etc., they would have done those checks and balances. So schools that are having face-to-face have the space for face-to-face. They have the space. Not every school has the space. So you make an adjustment for those. It's pretty straightforward, H. Morgan. It's simpler than you think, actually. Anyway, the message goes on. So don't look at the situation as if people are trying to panic children. You're missing the point again. What we're saying, our children must see us as being in control of the situation. If we panic, then what do we expect the poor children to do? Our children must get a sense from us that we are working at bringing the situation under control, or that we have the situation under control. But if we start to run up and down and Lord, we're dead now, and all of that, the children are going to follow suit. What we have to how we have to socialize our children is to get them to appreciate problem solving, the importance of problem solving, being able to solve problems instead of panicking. That's the general gist of what we were saying, H. Morgan. When we are in a serious pandemic, so we have to take steps to protect lives. That goes without saying, H. Morgan. That's what people are doing every day. When the teachers are sick, who is going to educate the children? The teachers will get their treatment, and there are those who will recover. Sadly, like the rest of professionals, some of us will die. That's just a fact of life. And there are others who will recover and get back into the classroom. And there are others who will, at the drop of a hat, be ready to go into the classroom and teach. It's just the way it is. Aren't there professions that where you would say people are, you would say, you couldn't do what me couldn't do what them do, or me couldn't do that the job then? No, sir. That's human beings. Our socialization is and training and acumen and all the other elements that go into our who we are. Those are the elements that cause us to do the things we do or not to do the things that we don't do. We're not a homogeneous people. We're not all the same. Our fingerprints are unique. You get the point, H. Morgan. I hope you would have gotten it by now. He says now, moving on, my question to your last caller is, was it all black people in the world in the period of slavery was enslaved? And was it all white people who did enslave black people? Absolutely not. And this is an issue we have dealt with before. There were white people marched with black people in the time of Martin Luther King Jr. And they were white people supported Marcus Garvey. The very governor at the time in Jamaica supported the UNIA, and so on and so forth. So the broad brushing of people, we're being as bad as we accuse them of being when we do the broad brushing. Althea says, oh, should I read this on air? Okay, so for the message from, who was it from again? From Reverend Dr. Frank Lawrence, JP, Althea Morrison is Althea Mackenzie is going to share the information with the minister tomorrow, because they will have the minister on tomorrow on Farm Talk. So you can check that out. Thank you, Althea. Curtis says, up and running again, Sir Malcolm, in reference to Claremont, Power 106 signal up and running again. We're happy to hear that, Curtis. And Lloyd has sent us a video of his journey on the road. Good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. Good afternoon to Jamaica. Sir D, I go face off last night with a bad snowstorm in Colorado. Just time and patience. I have to keep my truck on the road, but you know, give thanks to Jehovah God. However, the Almighty Protector protect me getting to my delivery at the facility safe and sound. I passed a couple of rolled over trucks this morning on my way back to Kansas City, Mr. Dervan. Bless and love. Me and Uncle Radcliffe Lewis were talking last night, and he says how he has a nice individual, how nice an individual you are. So I didn't have any choice more than to support that speech that he gave me about you. Then I'll start to tell him about when I needed to get my light on my building in St. Mary Highgate, and it's you I have to run to. And from there, everything went smoothly. Give thanks for you, Mr. Dervan, and the lady from the JPS, how nice and sweet you people can be, etc., etc. Thank you for your message. We're running out of time, and yeah, we're going to have to leave it there. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Thursday, the 25th of February, 2021. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.